video. I put out planner and planner related videos on Tuesdays and Fridays. Today I'm going to hopefully go through really quickly on all the planners and notebooks that I go through in a month. First of all, I am going to start with the ones that I use the least to the most. And my first one I'm using least right now is my Yarn Rep notebook. And this is a traveler's notebook. It is an Erin Condren, and there are less pages in here because I've taken a few out from the middle, but whatever. That's the nice thing about these notebooks is pages tear out easy. And the reason why I'm not using this as much is because I am phasing myself out of this business due to health issues, and the pandemic has changed so much. So this is my log of when I call somebody, when I do something, so that I can look back and remember. I used to carry one with me when I would go traveling on the road. There's not so much traveling anymore, but it's always good to have a little log of what you do and what you said you were going to do, because sometimes your ideas can vary from others. So that is number one. Number two is a Happy Planner, the big size, and it is the smaller rings, as you can see there, the 10 discs. This one, ANWIG. ANWIG is the Association of Northwest Weavers Guilds, and also for spinners. This is a volunteer thing that I'm doing right now. I am volunteering to help plan this event. It's going to be 2023 in Billings, so if you are a spinner, weaver, knitter, crocheter, come on out. My main role is to find the teachers and work with the educational department of the event, which is quite a big one. I have done a few other event plannings before, but this one is a little different because it's more on the scale of, just a couple. They don't do it every year. So the other one that I do is every year. So I have my meeting notes in here and some information from past events. So I'm not using it very much because we're not meeting very, very often right now, because it is still in 2023 and not quite as active as it will be maybe next year. The next one I have is another Happy Planner Big. This is the bigger rings. And this is my writing notebook. And you can see Liberty, Montana is a made-up name of a town. I have strayed away a little bit about this because I go back and forth between made-up town, real ghost town. So, I don't know. It's basically has my timeline. If you can see the calendar tabs over here. I actually have a real timeline of events. I like to be as accurate as possible. It's going to be a historical book. And also the characters. There's a little bit about the town, the character profiles, the series plan. I've got plotting notes and just, random information that I want to keep, maybe some research notes as well. I have also watched Sarah Cannon's video. She also does a lot of planning in the Happy Planners, which is really nice because you can just move things out. Like, discbound is just wonderful. The next one is my Sonder Kids, and this is something that hasn't stepped up in my priorities because we're only like in the 5th or 6th day. I'm using this more as a self-care journal rather than a all-out everyday journal. The next one that I have up is my archive journal, and you've seen this before because it's where I store my old Silk and Sonders. It's another Happy Planner. It's the classic, and I've got the larger rings on this because it's an archive. I never know how much I probably want to fit more in here. And it simply has, some old pages, some projects I had. I have some lists, such as a wish list and, where I'd like to travel, those kind of things that I don't need to access every month, just when I need to jot things down. I have a contact list, which I won't open because, people don't need their contacts out there. And then my Silk and Sonder tab, which has my older months, which I can just flip through, and I like the way that stores them. And at the back are some old projects that I might return to later. Okay, next up, we're going to get into the weekly, things that I use every week. And this one is my reading list book. It is a traveler's notebook and narrow size. I believe that this might be like a Happy Planner related brand. I got it at Hobby Lobby on clearance. I love clearance. And it just lists all the books I've read, the authors. And I do note things like this was Kindle Unlimited. Some of these are Audible. Some of them I deleted. And I usually go through about 100 books a year. I'm only at 45. I'm a little slower this year because I'm weeding through a lot of books on my Kindle that I got for free or whatnot, minimizing what I have. And I have this list here. It's just a folded piece of a discbound notebook page, and I'm going through chronologically the Blessing series by Lorraine Snelling, so I mark those off as I go. The next one that I use on a weekly basis is Hopefully I Will. I just started this one, and this is an Erin Condren. It is one of their petite journals is what they call it, but they're basically traveler's notebook. It does have this cover I got from their last seasonal surprise box. And what I want to do this is I'd like to write my prayers down. And that is inspired by a Bible study that I'm doing with Dawn from the Minimal Mom, and I'll link that. And they just, so that one of the things you can do is write them down so you can look back at them. And I already had this journal set up. I thought, let's try it. But I haven't started it yet, so we'll see how that goes. The next one is, funnily enough, an old journal from 2010. Now, why am I using this on a weekly basis, is because I'm just looking back at what the past was. And this is back when, before bullet journaling was a thing. So I would have things like calendars in here. I would do notes for what I was doing, my home improvement projects, just all kinds of journaling. I was into the Fly Lady. So it's really been interesting looking back at what I used to do and thought was valuable. So, I take a little time, maybe a couple times a week, to just go and read through what my journal was. And kind of funny, the 3 themes that I used to really want to do then, I still do want now, which is healthy body, a uncluttered home, and writing books. There have been forward motions on all of those 3 fronts, so that's encouraging to see as well. So I can talk a little bit more at another time about how to go back through and, your old journals if you'd like. The next one is my content planner, which is my Silk & Sonder monthly one. It is my YouTube content planner. And you'll notice that I don't have a script this time, and maybe it shows, but I'm just going through lists. And these are I'm thinking about starting a new channel about my diabetes Alata, and I'm seeing if I have enough content. I'm not sure yet. So it just has a lot of notes. My last video notes are in here as well, like this. This is from being overwhelmed by Silk & Sonder. This is just a place to just grab and have for what I'm going to be doing next. And you've seen that maybe in a previous video. The next one is my Heroes Journal. This I use on a weekly basis because I have turned this into my decluttering journal. I have another video of this when I unboxed it or enveloped it, however you would do that. And just a quick peek is I was going to do this as my writing journal, but I already have a writing notebook, and there just wasn't enough, stuff to write about. So my quest is to fit all the things that belong or are used only by me into basically one room, my craft room office, which we're in right now. And my beginning picture, I added all this clutter to it, so it would just be like, it's all clutter. And then the last picture in here, like this, is the only thing on the table is the journal, some cups, but around it, instead of clutter, we have people, relationships, other things that, that matter. So then I'm going through that. The next one I have, and this one I use almost on a daily basis, is my sticker book, and I have a video devoted just for this, so I don't need to go through this again. Not a lot has changed in here, except maybe some stickers are missing. And that's just the stickers. It's really handy. Then now I have 2 left, and these I do every day. This one is my newest scripture copying book. This is the second one, and I have a video about how I do this. I'm still enjoying this every day. I just love how, it just brings me closer and deeper into the scriptures. I'm into the Joseph story now. This is an Erin Condren Traveler's Notebook, and you can see the notebooks are set up to have her little symbol in the corner. I really don't enjoy that, so I've been whiting them out and covering them up by washi. So I'm at the point where Pharaoh has just appointed Joseph over Egypt, so it's at a kind of a fun Cinderella story part right now. We'll see when I get into Exodus and Numbers. If I'm still enjoying this, I will let you know. And last, but not far from least, I should say, very far from the least, this is my everyday. I'm using this all the time, and I've shown this in a previous video. The only change I've made is I added another little calendar book that goes through December and February. I had a little notebook left over, and I just stuck in some pages because we're starting to plan for December already. If you can believe it, we're already in August, guys. This summer has gone so fast, And this is my today. Here I'm on record and edit video. And that is about it. So those are all of my journals that I go through in a day or a week or a month. There are quite a few, and you might feel like, wow, that's a lot. But they each have their purpose, and it's different files for my brain to flow into. I don't like the term brain dump, so I call it brain flow. So let me know below, how many notebooks and planners do you use in a month? Because I am probably not alone in this, having more than one. And there's even probably other notebooks that might be able to be classified in here, but we don't need to make the video much longer. So thank you so much for coming with me today and going through our planners. And I hope this inspires you a little bit about the different ways you can use your planners and notebooks. And please do like and subscribe, and also hit the notification bell. I had someone say they didn't get the notification of a new video. So if you want to be notified, hit the bell. If you want to subscribe and come and see, it's basically bookmarking my channel. That's great. And thank you so much, and have a joyful day. Bye-bye.